بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. We have seen so far the surah started by showing or emphasizing that Quran is the reference for guidance, and the people who really benefit from it, those who really accept Quran as the reference for guidance, and they are guided by it, and Quran would call them al-muttaqeen. And we have seen their profile. And then Quran talks about another group in a given society. And again, in the dynamics of Arabia at that time, there was that group that basically denied and covered up really the truth. Quran called them al-kafirin or al-ladina kafar, and we talk about kufr meaning to not to cover but to cover up, meaning that they know the truth but they cover it up so that they will not allow the truth to see the light. And then Quran will talk about another group that inshallah will explore their profile, the al-munafiqeen, that again the English translation, the hypocrites. Okay, but again we have seen that these two groups, although they are distinct groups, kafirin and munafiqeen, but there is something that is common. At the end of the day, both of them are trying their best to cover up really the truth, but by different mechanisms. Munafiqeen or nifaq, we have seen it as an underground movement, trying to destroy the society from within. Al-kafirin, we have seen the experience of the believers with them over like 13 years in Mecca, to the point that there was no more hope that any one of them is going really to accept the message. And this is why Quran said, سَوَاءٌ عَلَيْهِمْ أَأَنذَرْتَهُمْ أَمْ لَمْ تُنذِرْهُمْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. It doesn't matter anymore. However you warn them or you did not, you get the same result. So don't really be too much concerned. You need to change your strategy. And really the strategy at that time was to move from Mecca to Medina. There is no more chance in Mecca. And this is why you can see the Quran only talked about this group in two verses. Not because they are not important or their danger is little. No, but because Quran has been talking about them for 13 years. There has been this interface with them, this confrontation for a long time. So it did not take much now we don't need to talk more about them. There are a lot of, you have enough literature, you have enough experience to know who they are and what is really their agenda. But after that we see 13 verses talking about this new phenomena, this phenomena of hypocrisy or the phenomena of nifaq. Not only that, but if you really look at all the surahs or chapters that have been revealed in Medina over the next 10 years, you will see the subject of nifaq continued to be an important topic to make the society very vigilant about it. Not only that, inshallah, today we'll try to see how Quran teaches us the strategies. It's not like to say, oh, these are hypocrites and they are going to hellfire and that's it. No. There is really huge danger here and a huge threat to the newly born society. And this danger will continue. And so the society has to be all the time reminded and provided with skills, okay, in order to create, if you like, a new environment that will not allow that phenomena to grow or flourish in the society. So if you look at all these till the end, with Surah At-Tawbah or even Al-Ma'idah, I mean, passing through An-Nisa, even there was a specific chapter entitled Al-Munafiqun, the hypocrites. So again, just to see how important is to study that phenomenon and extract from that not only understanding the phenomena itself, but how the society was educated to deal with it. And I think from the beginning we have seen, and this is very interesting, the idea of the beginning, because whoever wants to study any phenomena, being social, political, religious, in any experience you want to study, if you ask the researchers and investigators, they will tell you the most difficult part, where to start. I'm sure you have gone through that same experience. Where to start? What is the start point? Okay? And I think for us it's very clear. It starts with Iqra. Not only Iqra, but Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. You need to read, you need to study, you need bismi rabbika, we said, to educate yourself and to be creative. And let us make it clear from the beginning that this process of education starts with facts, information. You need the information. But then you start to see from that information patterns. Now you elevate the information into knowledge. Is that right? That's what you teach. In chemistry, you teach the same thing. You start to see patterns. In medicine, the same thing. We teach them how to familiarize themselves, medical students, with signs and symptoms. Is that right? Then they see patterns. Oh, if these signs and symptoms come together, I have to think about this and this and that. Patterns. But then the third step is how to put this knowledge into practice. What is referred to as wisdom, hikmah. And it is interesting, like in the field of medicine, when you reach that stage, the physician is called
Hakim.
Hakim, the wise. So but unfortunately, today we forgot about it. We forgot how it really started. And no, but really it is wisdom. If you look at the work of philosophers, they were able to reach that conclusion. How information can be transformed into knowledge and knowledge into wisdom. The Quran goes beyond that. The mission of the Prophet, peace be upon him, as described in Quran. يُعَلِّمُكُمُ الْكِتَابَ, teach you the book. Information, but also you see the pattern. And this is what we are going to explore. It's a very good exercise. Okay, how we will take this phenomena of hypocrisy, look at the patterns, okay, facts, patterns, and then how we put this into practice. يُعَلِّمُكُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ. But Quran adds two important things. يُزَكِّيهِمْ. You need the values in order to give the information, the knowledge, the right direction, the direction of the truth. Wijhat al-haq. Tazkiyah is really to elevate the state of that human being into higher levels through the realizing the high values that we have been saying all over, that they emanate from the beautiful names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the other thing that Quran adds, وَيُعَلِّمُكُم مَا لَمْ تَكُونُوا تَعْلَمُونَ. There are things that you were not aware of it. This is new. But last time Brother Naji was saying that how Quran with its advanced concepts expedited the transition of this society from a primitive low culture into high and advanced culture within a relatively short period of time. They were able to know about everything was done before them, translated into Arabic and translated into other languages. And you see, this is, if you put it in perspective, this is a huge, no question, Quran was behind that, because it brought to the society new values, new information, new knowledge that they were not aware of it before. You think Muhammad went to Athens or Alexandria, or Ali ibn Abi Talib was graduated from either of these places? No. It was Quran which was really behind that. But it permeated the whole society to make this a transition, and very quickly. Very interesting, really. وَيُعَلِّمُكُمْ مَا لَمْ تَكُونُوا تَعْلَمُونَ. New knowledge that is capable of facilitating really that transition. And I think we have come to that stage where we can look at that phenomenon in terms of the facts, in terms of the patterns and the strategy, and how the society was equipped, armed with these skills to face this and confront this very dangerous, not by killing, not by resorting to violence, although it was easy. Muhammad ﷺ was aware of all of them. He knows them one by one. But this is not the strategy. It may give you temporary solution. You think it will resolve the issue. It will not. And there is another question that I would like really to ask Brother Naji, and it's up to him if he wants to tackle it now or after we understand really better really that phenomena. Because there is a lot of talk in our literature around that topic of hypocrisy. That hypocrisy really emerged in Medina because, and it did not emerge in Mecca because Muslims were weak in Mecca. Now when they became stronger, this phenomena basically emerged. To what extent this is really true? Again, we don't have to accept everything, and believe me, there are so many things that we really need to revisit, not because for the sake of not accepting, but really because we have today more data, we have more sciences, we have more skills, better tools to investigate and answer these questions at a higher level of understanding. Is this a good segue for you? Come back. That's why I please. Go ahead.
That time when I was proud to relive our time, what's the education on the Medina and Mecca? How was it high or low?
I'm sorry, what is it?
What was the education level?
Oh yeah, very good question. Very good question. It really varies from tribe to tribe. Okay, you know, this is a tribal society. Okay. Generally speaking, you are talking about a Bedouin community. Okay, and again, nothing wrong about that. Nothing wrong about tribes, because if you look at old ancient Greek, or you look at modern Australia, all of them started as a tribes. There is nothing wrong about it by itself. This is a common social gathering, if you like, or a type of community forming. Okay, but the level of education, okay, you can see that again. The level was, I mean, few people would really know, for example, how to write and read. Okay, but does not mean that it was not there. And as I said, it varied. I don't recall right now the tribes, but people, the historians know, and it's very well documented which tribes you can find more of people who know how to read and how to write. Okay, but because of the importance of writing and reading as methods to store knowledge and basically provide it to these experiences to next generations. Okay, Muhammad ﷺ played a major role in creating a new, if you like, stratum in the society who know how to write and read, especially to write down the revelation. Kuttab al-Wahy. And something that unfortunately is not emphasized in the bibliography and the biography of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is that when he moved to Medina, we talk about the Masjid of Medina, the major one. But really, if you go to the small neighborhoods, you will, at the days of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there were so many small places, masajid, but they were meant and create and structured to teach reading and writing. So like basically schools, because the challenge, and that was the response to that challenge. You have the challenge of the revelation needs to be documented, and this is how it reached us, preserved, okay? From day one, it was basically written down. But who will be doing this? You need a lot of people. And Quran, this is not from us, even Quran was conscious about. You remember in Surah Abasa, we said, Quran said, في صحف مكرمة مرفوعة مطهرة بأيدي سفرة. أيدي سفرة, it means and by the hands of the writers or the script, the scribers. Very good, thank you. The scribers. This is exactly, so Quran was talking from the early days about the scribers, the people who are capable of writing down. And they are really again described as among the higher, their higher state in the barr from birr, which is really righteousness. You see, it's not only the skill, but you need also somebody with high values at the same time, who have acquired tazkiyah, mutahhara. You see, so it's very so that is really the issue, okay? That, and you can understand with this lower level of literacy, the level of abstraction was low.
That's why I asked the question, because not many people, even our Prophet Muhammad doesn't know how to read and write. And how did this whole society they get that much too fast educated?
Yes. So you see how what was really, again, you have the challenge, and unfortunately nobody really looked at that and like to understand how was the response. I think it's an interesting topic to be investigated, because we can learn from it a lot. But the most important thing is that how the concepts relayed by Quran help to raise the level, so that they were able. It's huge. People, they were like worshipping idols. Now they are worshipping Allah. Now they believe in the Day of Judgment. How that transition was made?
How it made it drive that much?
Yeah.
Something that's so valuable, okay, we can push it in so fast.
So this intervention of Quran facilitated that transition. No question. There's nothing else.
I was thinking that why we are all into the hotel, because everybody in the Arabic language, they know each other. They are two relatives together. And why would they spread around so fast? Because language is so clear.
Mm-hmm. No question. There are these factors play, a role. Okay, but if you look at what is new, because these things were there before Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but what is new?
Quran.
That really made we don't have really any data to say or information to say, oh, a group of them were sent, let us say, to Athens, okay, to learn about philosophy and metaphysics, which were there, or other languages. Nobody. We don't have this data.
We have this time we have too many education to high-tech stuff we have. We can't even do that thing right now.
Exactly. That's what I say. Today we have more skills, more tools to answer these questions and more. By the way, there are today a lot of archaeological work. There are new museums being built to show that these new discoveries. So now I can say that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, according to our resources, that he migrated, let us say, from Mecca to Medina in the year 622. Now I can say it with high voice because we have also archaeological evidence to show that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam made that a trip in that year. And I can refute other things, okay, by the same methodology.
Even if they built a mosque and other buildings, they do it so mathematics. I mean, it's always built so high and you can't even make right now.
Yeah.
So, and what's the drive that much if something happened at the same time? Something drives so good.
Yes, there is a major driving force. You are right.
Well, we don't know what is it.
I mean, we know that. I'm saying that the major intervention was really the introduction of Quran into that society.
Is it true? Yeah.
Again, through its advanced concepts.
Yes, sir.
I think the time, I'm not an expert, but just at that time, from our limited knowledge, we know that their way of communicating and the knowledge was not between reading and writing. These guys also, they used to meet every year in events of poems. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of strength in their language capturing and perception and memory that they would read. You would have these hundreds of poems that are hanging on the Kaaba, and they would be able to, if they hear it, they would respond back to each one of them. So that the kind of way that they were set up for that, I think the main advancement that happened later on, you see that in the history of Muslims, that their ability to, based on, the attempt to spread out and expand, to open themselves from being that historic location in the desert to go out in the world, they came out because of the religious belief to go to places like Persia and then later on India and then going to the other side to Europe. They were able to connect with these people. You see a lot of the scientists, the Muslim scientists are coming from that part of the world. The Bukhari is coming from Persia. Mm-hmm. So they were able to open up to get to these people. So it was not the way that we developed, like you read and write and become. It's just that they opened up to these people, the civilizations, and they were able to learn from it. There was no restriction in Islam to understand from anybody or learn their perspective, and that's how they got that fast advance, because they built on, and the Arabs, when they opened these places, were all known that they are not really bringing on civilization. You're just opening the doors to people to be less suppressed, less controlled by the shahs and the leaders, and then learn from them. So the Arabs were never claiming that they were people of science, or they mix up everybody that became a Muslim with their civilization, and that's how Islam advanced. So I think that was the main thing, not to learn how to read and write.
I think that when you read the whole thing in there, that time that they put in the Kaaba, that they put the poem in there, even the best people that put them in the poem, they take it down, because when they want to leave, that they cannot find the perfection, excellent, the words they put them in there. I think that the people is affect too much. And nobody can make that kind of poem. But like Quran is built up.
Yeah, but the way of understanding the world was different from just seeking knowledge by reading and writing at that time. They were different how they appreciate knowledge and information. These were tribesmen, travelers. You collect their data in a different way. That's just what I think. And then they opened up to the rest of the world. So.
Maybe as to return to Brother Walid's questions, as we saw together that Medina is Mecca period. The Quran, there is two levels. Okay? The level is to introduce new world view that is able to understand the issue human beings, society are facing and provide solution. And also that is related to what you know, unless you are in a position or a state that can allow you to accept that. You are not going to, so this is why there's two levels. There's high values, if you like, there's a new vision, but also there is the way to create or the new human being and elevate them to a new state so they can carry what we call the message. It's no longer a burden. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك. If you are not at the level to carry the message, it will become a burden that can break your back. So Quran is talking even to the Prophet this way too. So you need to work to create that new seed, if you like, for a new society. And so Al-Kufr was defeated at the vision level, if you like, at Mecca. They start, as I said, they are لا تستمعوا لا تسمعوا لهذا القرآن والغوا فيه. They like people around Mecca to come and hear Al-Quran. They are saying وَمَا الرَّحْمَنِ. They don't even know this new concept. It's just introduced to them. They don't even understand it. So Al-Quran is taking over at the level of vision, if you like. Al-Hijrah is a new era when the seed will grow at the level of a society, not a group of believers. You will have others too, and you are there to test that vision is rahmatan lil alameen, is a blessing to all mankind, to all human beings. It's a solution for their issue. It's a solution that can provide for them what they need as a meaning for their life. So this is why in this new society, here the Quran is intercepting different groups, different issues. One of them is this group that it's very hard to fight against, if you like, and you will never see any battle between what we call this is the believer, this is the munafiq. This will never happen. It's the visionaries. Is another way to see, because again they are actors. But the Quran from the ayah 1 talking about this new group, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَقُولُ آمَنَّا بِاللَّهِ وَبِالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ وَمَا هُمْ بِمُؤْمِنِينَ. But it's very interesting to see وَمِنَ النَّاسِ. They are embedded
among the
because this is the new society. This is Nas. You are making the vision to resolve the problem for An-Nas, helping An-Nas to carry the new message and to address the issue they are facing, in their life. But these also, they are part of An-Nas. So Quran is the other ayah, but in real they are not, because if you go to ayah 13, وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ آمِنُوا كَمَا آمَنَ النَّاسُ قَالُوا أَنُؤْمِنُ كَمَا آمَنَ السُّفَهَاءُ. And then when it is said to them, believe as the people believe, they said, shall we believe as the fools believe? They don't believe in An-Nas, but they are very real actors. When they talk, they can play the role of the Prophet, the role of al-Muttaqi. They are not interested in al-Huda or the right direction, but they are interested to take control the new society and make it work for their new agenda. They are totally different than, so here it's not the word of view. It's the struggle is not around the world view. The struggle is around how this worldview cannot take the wrong direction itself. It's very, very dangerous. Because even the worldview that is there to help people, human being, they have that capacity, that ability to give to it the wrong direction, to control it and make it work against the interest of people. Al-Kufr, they are just refusing the worldview, that word. And this is very clear. And they are not able to defeat it, to argument against it. But the other, no, they will take it as is and they give it the wrong direction. And this is today, if we study what's happening in the Arab world during this, what we call Arab Spring, we'll find a lot of this type of people. They are just yesterday, they were with this corrupted regime. Just one day after, they become the custodian, that they are there just to fight for the revolution and to help it to succeed. It's just unbelievable. The same person, they switch and become the main, now they talk just, I know one of them, just even normal people when I went to Tunisia. A person that we knew that he was working with the corrupted regime and giving the names of anyone who has, the tiny bit of free person, non-corrupt. And he may give all the names, to the regime. But when I came and visited Tunis just after the revolution, that guy met me and he didn't talk bad about the revolution. And how really we should work to protect it. So this is the real danger, and how to, this is why Al-Quran from the beginning, he put Al-Muttaqeen in the first row to be able to save the seed and help the new seed to grow to a new society. But Al-Muttaqeen, again, it's as you said last night, it's the very high layers of quality of a new human being that should be able to understand that and don't let it happen. And this is why Al-Quran will use a new concept, and this new concept also will appear at this Quranic period in Al-Madinah. There is now munafiqeen in Quran period at all. But it's the real challenge, and the main challenge, that the Quran is using the language to take it from the reality to the people conscious, so they can speak that language and they can see the new challenge and they get ready to face it. This is very, very high level to take any issue or any challenge from, the environment to the people conscious. It's not easy, because our brother is working in the pharmaceutical industry, and you know how many years sometimes you work to create a new drug. But only that small scientific community, they will be able to understand the concept you will create to encapsulate all of these years of research. When you go out to the society to put that drug on the shelf, you will look for different names maybe that can help at least people to remember it, not understand it. Here the Quran is going to very high level. You take the challenge and you create a concept and you embed that concept in the language of the Ummah, and you let the Ummah be able to see the challenge and work to face it. It's very, very advanced and very, very high level to deal with issues and challenges.
But I think what you're hitting on is like very easy to identify who's kafir. Very easy, very. Munafiqeen is the one.
Oh yeah.
It's very hard to,
Because they are clear.
they are showing, I mean, that
Right.
they, in a way, if you like, in harmony with with their own worldview.
Right.
But the more dangerous are the ones who really are underground, and you need to unravel, to reveal them. This is why Quran yukhadi'una. The next verse would say yukhadi'una Allah walladhina amanu. They deceive. They think that they deceive Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and deceive the believers. But Quran then would say وَمَا يَخْدَعُونَ إِلَّا أَنفُسَهُمْ وَمَا يَشْعُرُونَ. They are in fact deceiving themselves because they don't have this strength to really to show what they exactly believe in.
Well, I think that you cannot really identify that easily because you have to be vigilant to understand, right, the signs.
Very beautiful.
Right, because
in another verse later on that comes in Surah Al-Nisa, Quran would say that they yukhadi'un Allah, they try to deceive Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wa huwa khadi'uhum. Definitely Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't deceive, he's not weak to deceive. The weak deceive. But Quran is using the same language. If you deceive, I will reveal your deceit. Unravel. You see, so people will see it. And the society was trained through these signs. Because again, the following verse goes really to the heart of the problem. What did it say? Read.
Which one?
Number 10 or 11. بِقُلُوبِهِمْ مَرَضٌ. 10.
Fain would they deceive Allah and those who believe, but they only deceive themselves and realize it not.
Okay, continue.
In their heart is a disease.
In their heart.
And Allah
It's a disease. You see how Quran is approaching the problem as a disease. It's not like these are people who are, no, this a disease can affect anybody. And you have to be aware of it. So Quran is going to the core. When you see qalb fi qulubina, it means heart. But really Quran is talking about the core, or the nub, if you like, of the problem. So the disease is there in their hearts. Very difficult to see, but you have to learn how it manifests itself. It's like any disease, it has its signs and symptoms, is that right? So the more you became familiar, you can recognize it. And eventually the Quran would say to Muhammad, وَلَتَعْرِفَنَّهُمْ بِسِيمَاهُمْ. You will know them by their signs. وَلَتَعْرِفَنَّهُمْ فِي لَحْنِ الْقَوْلِ. From the way they talk, you immediately know who they are. But that needs, and this is why I said at the beginning, the description of the munafiqeen spread all over Quran and Medina, so that people do not forget about that. And they become very familiar with those who are having really two faces. The face with the mu'mineen, and they وَإِذَا لَقُوا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا قَالُوا آمَنَّا. But then when they meet the believers, they are the best believers. But when they go to their entourage, Quran called that entourage shayateen.
So it's very interesting. You can see nearness. Because Quran is giving guys a lot of hints. There are some, of the people. They are nearness. They master the new language. آمنا بالله وباليوم الآخر. Believe in God, in Allah, and in the hereafter. Quran says, وَمَا هُمْ بِمُؤْمِنِينَ. Quran is saying, is intercepting, saying, we know it's not the case. But this is what they are saying. يُخَادِعُونَ اللَّهَ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. So this is one of the strategies. They use how the sea, right?
Yeah, the sea, yeah.
So it means the sea. Yeah, it means they use the sea, you know, as an approach to realize their agenda. So it's very interesting here because to be good is not enough, to be nice is not enough. Someone else can exploit that and make from it a naive person. Can give the way to the wrong direction, can even use you because of your religion or because you like high values. They can use the high values to realize the contrary of the high values. Someone, for example, they can put fire, God forbid, to your house, and he knows that you are a pious person. They tell you, hey, please be patient. And it's al-Asr time. Come and let's pray and, you know, show piety. This is the moment. This is a huge opportunity because why? He's not really interested in your prayer. He's interested to destroy everything you own, you know. And this is why you should have that ability always to not let anyone to use, you know, the religion itself can be used and can have really the wrong direction. So this is why the Quran from day one, in as-salat itself, it says, وَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ. Big punishment to those who pray. If their prayer is not connected to that high goal. In real time, real life, يُرَاعُونَ وَيَمْنَعُونَ الْمَاعُونَ. They are not even able to share al-ma'un we talked about. It's something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provided us. Al-ma'un can be any tool you have, or knowledge, or ability to help, or any way to share what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave to us. They don't do that. But at the same time, they pray, but the prayer is not connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a prayer. From day one, this is not the prayer Quran is looking for. Why? Because the prayer itself can be used toward the wrong direction. As-siyam, it's anything, you know, money to give. A lot of people, they give a lot of money, billions, but just for lobbying, to acquire more billions, not to establish justice or share with the needy. Yes, you can give, but the way, which direction you give. It means any high values, you can also give to it wrong direction. So this is why you need to be careful and have that ability to see the direction, you know, and how to make any action move toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as source of all high values. So يخادعون في قلوبهم مرض فزادهم الله مرض ولهم عذاب أليم بما كانوا يكذبون. So is بما كانوا يكذبون. They are really liars. They lie after another. They are not interested in the truth. Why? Because the lie also is the shortcut to any agenda. Spread a rumor, a lie to destroy. 20 years you can work to create a high quality of human being that you can destroy in seconds through a lie. There is no fear of Allah. But this is the lie also is very powerful tool. You need to have that ability to show it's a lie. You know? Because it's the lie also is something's underground. You know? It's very compatible with the idea of tongue. Has nothing to do with light.
lying. What you're talking about with the introduction of values into their society at that time is just exactly what I'm seeing in the American culture right now with this new bringing in values. Because the American culture has slowly eroded so that the values that they have deceived themselves that are still okay come to light in things like the banking issue. And the sense of self-preservation, people may resort to lying and not even realizing they're doing it because of the deception that they have calculated.
This is the ayah 11.
Subconsciously built
Read
around
ayah
this.
11. They don't realize they are doing it. Read ayah 11, please.
Number 11.
Yeah, number 11. Just to see what you are saying.
When it is said to them, make that mischief on the earth, they say, why do you really want to make peace?
Not easily. Muslihun is the opposite of mischief. The translation is not good, but they are ولكن لا يشعرون. After الآية 12, what is that?
Of a surety, they are the ones who make mischief. What they realize,
They realize not. This is what you are saying. It's exactly the war.
it's interesting too because, being really married and having teenagers who are ingrained in the American culture and the things that we grapple with on a daily basis are very interesting because you come to believe that your way of doing things is the best way. And when you distill down those individual values and not separate them out and not compartmentalize them and say this is an Islamic value, this is a Catholic value, they're all the same. It just becomes so blurred with being an American culture that kind of gets away from that. You have to kind of put that. It's like brushing teeth or get back to the truth of what's at heart.
So is it really enough to say, I believe in Allah and the hereafter? It's not enough. Necessary non-sufficient.
Again, we can stop at knowledge, but we cannot, if we don't put that into...
So look at if the person is really, are you yourself? Are you practicing the deceiving? Are you working to deceive people? Are you lying? Are you saying I'm with An-Nas, but in reality you are totally against them? So all of this is why even as Sahaba, some of them, they were very disturbed with the ayat al-munafiqeen.
They will come to the Prophet and ask him,
am I one of them?
And this is very interesting because Muhammad ﷺ will then, from this knowledge and these patterns, will try to solve the problem at its inception. So he will talk about ayatul munafiq. What are really the signs and the early signs and symptoms? Okay? The first one, إذا حدث كذب. If they talk to you, they have to inject lies. You see, they are still Muslims, but be aware. If you start lying, and lie after lie after lie, you will fall into that category. No matter what you call yourself, whatever badge you put on your chest, and say, Muhammad will say, ayatul munafiqi thalat. إذا حدث كذب وإذا اؤتمن خان. If he or she is entrusted, they will betray you. They will not keep their trust, their promise. وَإِذَا خَاصَمَ فَجَرَ. The moment they differ with others, they snap and become very violent. So Muhammad ﷺ is giving the early warning signs. Because eventually, the idea of وَمَا يَشْعُرُونَ, today we understand it at a deeper level. Especially those, unfortunately we don't have any today in the area of psychology, but we may have some ramification into that, or really psychiatry and mental diseases, where sometimes the worst scenario when somebody has no insight into what they are really doing. Some people, they tell you, I feel crazy, I feel that there's something wrong with me, I am depressed. But what is worse, more difficult for us and for the patient, when they lose insight, ما يشعرون, they feel that they are okay. This is very, again, back to your question, what was the level? If that was the level of education, can somebody bring something like that? It has to be from God. Cannot be from a human being. Going that deep into the psyche of the human being. Who can do that? Today, with the accumulation of all these years of knowledge and the skills and sciences, now we are able to understand, probably even scratching on the surface of it. But Quran is very clear. It's not only لا يعلمون, they don't know, or they don't have the right knowledge, but ما يشعرون. And twice, is that right? Twice it was mentioned, وما يشعرون.
And the other thing is, وإذا قيل لهم آمنوا كما آمنا وإذا لقوا الذين آمنوا قالوا آمنا وإذا خلوا إلى شياطينهم قالوا إنا معكم إنما نحن مستهزئون. When they meet those who believe, they say, we believe. But when they are alone with their evil ones, they say, we are really with you. But they are only jesting, mocking. So this is also to mock, again, they are, as we said, they are actors. They are not really interested in to be mu'mineen or to be muttaqeen, or it's one of the strategies here to, when they are within an-nas, they will say ma'akum. It's their, and they are part of an-nas, but they don't like an-nas. In reality, all they, if this is why they don't even يتحملون. They don't even, if you want to put one of them in trouble, you just put them within, the poor people and ask them to help them or live their life or share with them. They find that very disgusting. They cannot even accept it for a few moments.
Yeah, I think what's going on in Washington, like you see all the politicians. So you think about it, all those politicians, where they're coming from, they are representing some of the poor areas and neighborhoods, kind of same concept there, because they're telling their people that, oh, I'm rooting for you. Mm-hmm. But when they go back to the Washington, they say, oh, I need to ally with the people that I'm working with. I need to follow the same pattern that I'm doing.
Yeah. The interest,
right?
Yeah. Just like Brahman is a political guy, I don't want to talk about it. Mitt Romney did it. When you go to the closed hall room, the business people there, you don't care 47%. So when you come out to the public, you say, I care about you, I love you, I'm going to do for you. But when you go to their own people, own agenda, he says, you don't care about it. Let's go around.
Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam described such people, Dhul Wajhain. Dhul Wajhain. Wajh is face. Wajhain too. They have two faces. And he would say, Dhul Wajhain لا يكون عند الله وجيها. You will not face Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of the judgment. You will not see Allah. Mahjubun, they could get the punishment. But again, this is something that we have to be very careful. So if the believers
If the believers, the muttaqeen, were very vigilant about this, and they started like to be careful, to avoid these signs, these practices. What will happen to those who are practicing? They will be uncovered very quickly. They cannot find an environment that will really support them. Why are you lying to me? Or why are you asking me to lie? Or to deceive? Or to be untrusted? You see, I mean, so all these things definitely they help the society to create an environment that will not allow for you remember what we said about the relationship between nifaq and infaq? Infaq, like to give, to share with others. Is that right? They used to tell the people, لا تنفقوا على من عند رسول الله. لا تنفقوا. Do not pay, do not share with the people. Muhammad ﷺ adopted large number of people who were indigent. Ashab al-Suffa. These are the homeless in our today language. Muhammad ﷺ made a place for them close to his house. And Hussein kept all his life eating with them. And in fact, during these days, around the holidays, when we go to the shelters and start really like helping, serving people, my challenge to my brothers and sisters was, we should not stop there. Are we courageous enough to sit and eat with these people? Because I am serving you, as if we are doing something good. I mean, we feel good about it.
The problem is they
don't
let you sit there. They don't even let you talk to. I have been to 2 places, and the instruction to you is, if you want to help, is to simply serve. Don't even talk to them.
However it can be done or not, this is a different story.
Right.
But how do you feel? Do you feel that you are capable?
I felt like I wanted to say
because we have no problem.
This is good sign.
Good sign. Because you don't want like that would really have more impact than just giving them something to eat.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Number one, the Quran is addressing this as a disease.
Mm-hmm.
Disease means that it is something which could be cured.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that's it.
Yes.
As you mentioned, in the time of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he never said go ahead, and he knew who they are, but he never killed them. And it can happen at my personal level that I could be a munafiq, or I can face a munafiq. Does the Quran tell you the strategy how to deal with and how overcome, or how can guide the people?
That is the strategy.
To turn into
exactly. The strategy is, if they are saying do not share, Quran will say go and share. You see, so you obstruct their agenda. If the people listen to them, they will succeed. Let them people, they will not really share with these people. But Quran is very beautiful, and I will urge you to read that chapter called Al-Munafiqun. Towards the end of Quran. In para 28. It's called Al-Munafiqun. You will see how the surah is very well structured. This is what they say. What the mu'mineen have to do. Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu anfiqu. You really confront nifaq by infaq. And even in the Arabic language, nafaqa is to go down and underground, and anfaqa to uncover that.
You see, you make them lose the capacity to cover and cover up.
But I think a lot of the munafiqeen, they are in, like you were saying before, they are pretty well, strong in their speech and their conviction.
Oh yeah, very articulate.
Is very
yes.
articulate.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for us. Like that's the thing. Like I think we struggle with people who are, they know the sign of munafiqeen, but I think we are afraid to call that out. We don't call that out. We don't go work against it. We try to say, okay, I know I'm going to stay away from this person, not follow the agenda, but we don't do anything to go around and then work against because they were afraid.
Yes, very
right?
good, very good. Okay, that's a very important message, because we did not see that. People going around saying this is a hypocrite or something. No. But do your job.
Right.
Okay? And follow the instruction. Follow the agenda dictated by the vision that you accepted. That would die out over time. And in fact, even when the society became even stronger, even politically, militarily, we did not see that. Because it was dealt with in the most effective way, not through violence. Because violence will breed more violence. But by creating an environment, remember what we said before, like in infectious diseases, okay? Antibiotics that kill the bacteria or any antimicrobial agent that kill, it was not considered as the best strategy responsible for the advancement of this science in the life of the people. No, it was vaccination and sanitation. Vaccination, you are really empowering the individual from the inside to have the capacity to resist the disease. Sanitation, creating a clean environment that would not allow the disease to flourish. Many diseases were eradicated from this country and so many because of sanitation. But till today, we will deal with it like infectious diseases, but you are missing the point. You want only to kill or to confront or to abort. But what have you done to prevent this from happening? However, it is a crime, or drugs, or trafficking, human trafficking. What have you done? What type of environment you created to prevent this from happening again? Homelessness. Oh, the first thing they will tell you, oh, these people are lazy, they don't want to work. What conditions you provided for them to work? To change their lives? Have you surveyed these people and they told you that we don't want to work? Have you seen somebody who prefers to live on the street rather than in a very, calm and even if it is just one room? Is that right? So we need to really strengthen. So this is what Quran is doing. Strengthening the layer of the muttaqeen. With the ideas, with the concepts, with the principles. Don't lie, don't deceive. You see? Respect the people. You have to be part of them. Don't mock them.
And then also what you said about uncovering, because my background is with the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
And the pedophile issue was hidden under the canon law. So instead of correcting the problem, it continued to grow and fester and spread.
It is spread.
I just can't believe how many priests were involved in this until the greater community shed a light on it. And once everyone saw
And now, the people.
You better believe it stopped.
You strengthen the people. You will solve so many problems. Today, I mean, if you want to make something work, give it to the people. Don't give it to a few like leaders or even in simple things. Give it to the people, and they will take care of it. Give you this example. We used to have, we have a very good friend to the community here, who is really a community organizer. This is his job. Community organizer, like how Obama started as a community organizer. This is the job of this person, is community organizer. He lives in Evanston. His son was bullied at school. Evanston. If you like that. Sorry to say that, but the good part of Evanston. Okay? What did he do? He was capable of going and complaining. And he's very articulate. I know him. Very articulate. He could have made this case very clear. But he did not do that. He rallied 50 families, door to door. He canvassed Evanston. And he brought with him 50 parents to the school. The principal took action right away. It is the strength of, because he understands the power of the people. Till today, we have not understood the value of the people. And I will urge you to track all the verses that talk about Al-Hajj, directly or indirectly. All of them, invariably, all of them, will not mention mu'mineen or Muslimin. And nas. Go and see. It's not me. Quran. Wallahi, every single verse. وَأَذِّنْ فِي النَّاسِ بِالْحَجِّ يَأْتُوكَ رِجَالًا. ثُمَّ أَفِيضُوا مِنْ حَيْثُ أَفَاضَ النَّاسِ. Ifad, coming from Arafat. They used to have one path for the elite and another for the people. Quran came down to say, no, you have to come down all from the same path, the path of the people. Did not say mu'mineen or muslimin or muttaqeen. People, the people. جعلناه قياما للناس. جعل الله الكعبة البيت الحرام قياما للناس. وأذن في الناس بالحج. All the verses. Why did you not see that? And Al-Hajj is the most advanced form of worship. Very complex. Very sophisticated, really, practice. Compared like to just praying or fasting. So it's, I mean, again, and it prepared the newly born society to go into the world. The largest الناس, mankind. From the practice of Al-Hajj, they learn how to exchange experiences with other groups, how to understand themselves as they understand others. لِتَعَارَفُوا. يا أيها الناس, look at it, I mean, when this verse was revealed, towards the end, like Al-Hajj was the last practice. Is that right? Historically speaking, chronologically speaking, but you can see they coincide. Now you are prepared to go to the war. To move from the desert, as Brother Ashraf was saying, now to the war. But how you go to the war? Not without understanding, without these concepts. How you will accept the other? How you will learn from the other? I like what Anthony Gramsci said about history. That all of us will have deposits of infinity of traces. Look at yourself. It's not only your genes, your DNA, your genetic makeup, but also what has been deposited in you, all these relations, all these representations, all these experiences, however at the level of the family, however at the level of the... But he said, without leaving an inventory. Unfortunately, the only English translation of his work is Italian theorist. And he wrote this, by the way, in the prison. Yeah. They stopped there in the translation. But those who knew the Italian language saw it differently. He concluded by saying, but it is important for us, it is imperative on us to compile that inventory. You see, you cannot do that without understanding the other. So you can see yourself through the other, and the other will see themselves through you. Without obstructing the differences, without suppressing the differences, but learning from the differences. I don't care when people say, oh, there are a lot of things common. These are by default common. The challenge, how to coexist with the difference. Do you agree that this is more challenging? The challenge is not like to look where is the common, we know it, what is common. But beyond the common, how are we going to coexist? This is the challenge today in the world. The idea of An-Nas, my dear brothers and sisters, is not there. How Quran ends? Surah An-Nas, what is the last word? An-Nas, what is the first? Bismillah. Quran starts by, in the name of Allah, and ends with An-Nas. And I think for this group, if I say this, you will understand it. You will not take it in a different direction. In any social event, in any social phenomena Quran is talking about in Quran, if you take the word Allah and put the word An-Nas, the meaning will not change. If you say Baytullah or Baytul Nas, it is the same, equivalent. إن أول بيت وضع للناس للذي ببكة أنفقوا في سبيل الله من ذا الذي يقرض الله قرضا حسنا. You give loan to Allah, but you give loan to the people. Is that right?
Very right.
This is where we need to stop. Jazakallah khairan. Thank you very much.